Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. I hope everybody's doing well this morning. It's cold outside. It's about 30 degrees, which is pretty cold. Wait, let me see if it's come up any since then. 43, it's 43 now. So it was 30 when I got up this morning, and I came straight out here and turned my little heater on. I don't think you can see it this morning. It's behind me back there in the window. I definitely wanted to show you this. So pretty. That's the blue lace agate that I wrapped. It's also called chalcedony. I have a new page in the Self-Discovery Journal, and I'm working on a second journal that just kind of came out of nowhere. You know, when inspiration strikes, you need to go ahead and respond to that. Anyway, I wanted to show you what I've done in that so far. And that one, I'm not sure if I'm going to sell it. I had started out with the intentions of making a journal to sell, but then I just felt called to start playing with the pages, and now there are so many sketches in it, I don't know if I can part with it. But I'll turn the camera and show you what I've got done so far. Okay, so these are the two things happening right now. The Self-Discovery Journal, you've seen the first two pages. I keep piling these up or stacking these up, so I'll just show you what I have so far. Of course, this little doll, she can kind of swing around if she wants to. This journal, I think, is going to be amazing when I finally get to the point of binding it. I haven't decided if I'm going to send it off anywhere to try to get it published. That's one of the reasons it's really nice to be able to have your original art in things. If you do want to get published, you can also collaborate with other artists. But this one is just kind of, I was in a mood, as they say. I wrote here, too much calls to me at one time. I have felt really fragmented lately. There are so many things I want to do, and I don't know. Sometimes I can really easily focus and handle things, and then sometimes everything at one time is in my brain, and I will shut down and not get anything done, and that I always regret that. I never can decide. So there's a lot of layering on this page. Are you throwing away good things? We've had a lot, Jason and I, when I say we've had a lot pulled out in the house to just try to reorganize and make the house more and more a space that we share completely together. I've got imperfectly perfect or perfectly imperfect. I never can decide. This is just a piece of paper that was typed. A vintage piece of paper. It looked like a place where somebody was doing some sort of testing. I had two different things here. How to group and interpret scores. I don't know. And I may add more to this page. But I don't know. That's what I've done so far. And it's been really good for me to express all these emotions, to express those things in my art. It has been really good for me to do that. So I'm going to put these to the side, and I will move some of this to maybe try to take away some of the distraction. You know, I can show you something while we're sitting here, if I can find it. Oh, here we go. I found these flowers at a thrift store. They're just so pretty. They're dried flowers. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these or what to do with them. They're really too thick to be flattened at this point, or to incorporate into anything flat. They might be pretty glued around something. They're very, very dry. So I don't know if I just don't know. You can see they're kind of falling apart, but I think they were like 99 cents or something, and I couldn't walk off and leave all of these flowers. They're so pretty, so I thought I would just show you that. Now let's look at this journal. We've got the mushroom charm on the outside. I was really thinking about mushrooms and nature, and just especially mushrooms. We've got this little piece of fabric on the front with mushrooms, and there's my stamp on the back. Just a lot of layers of fabric, and I'm going to come back and do some more fabric or pockets or something on the inside here. This is one of those sheets of paper that was perforated, and it will tear. what I could do to hold this down. I love playing with things like this. Let's just put a tiny paper clip right here at the edge so that that stays down. I just started distressing and sketching in this journal, and I was watching The Unexpected Gypsy, and I was really inspired by a thought she shared about the fairies. I love the concept of fairies as well, and I do think that things come to us from a place in our consciousness, or from our creator, or from the universe. I don't know yet, but I have very strong feelings of energy and inspiration, and I jokingly tell people, if I don't make something, I will explode. And I do feel like we are moved to follow things that are uniquely us, and that are really sometimes necessary for our own growth. And she was talking about, I think it was a book by Elizabeth, what was that author's name? If we don't answer those calls, you know, the idea fairy, that idea can just go away and be taken to somebody else who will bring it to life. Anyway, so I just started sketching, and as I was listening to her and working in my book, she kind of hit on something that was in my mind. So I wrote, always answer the fairies. And then when we flip this over, I have I do, I always do. And there's just a lot of distressing here, layers of different types of ink, and there are the mushrooms. And then when we turn the page, we have more distressing, and I need to go get my white gel pen and add some white to the hair and face. I had to let all of this dry first. One of the things about the idea fairy is that they will not keep bothering you. If you offend them by not bringing the ideas to life, they will go somewhere else. And again, the Unexpected Gypsy, her channel is really lovely, and that thought came from her. So I may only knock once or twice, and I just sketched a little fairy there with her wand, like maybe she's tapping on the door and you need to respond. Of course, my thoughts were also very much into nature. I'm working on this little rock patio out in my backyard. I've got my greenhouse that I go into. I try to go in there every day or every few days. Listen to nature whisper to you what you are to do today. I do think it's good to spend some time in the mornings, if you can, just being quiet in your own space, whether that's a tiny little room, a camper, an apartment, you know, a 5-acre farm, to spend some time in a spot where you feel grounded and just think. I have a tendency to just go off the deep end and let inspiration take me completely out of the frame, so to speak. Like, I have a hard time prioritizing. And I know that about myself. It's something that I'm working on. So it's really good to get quiet and listen to the things that are important. I remember the book, The Habits of Highly Effective People. I can't remember, is it 7 habits or 12? I just remember that being really, really popular and useful when it first came out. And it still is, but when it hit the shelves, you know, is it Covey, Franklin Covey? A huge part of that was making a list of everything you wanted to do and then breaking that down into what is most important. And that's probably the key to being successful. If you have something that is low priority that ends up taking 90% of your day on a whim, you've really, really lost a lot of ground you could have covered with things that you will appreciate the results of later on. Like another quote is, a year from now, what will you wish you had done today? I know I'm rambling a lot, but I've got a lot of thoughts in my mind. This page says, take your shoes off and let the earth speak to your soul. And there's just a tiny little pair of boots here with some scribbling. This page just says, breathe. And this is an ink stamp that I have that I added some little branches to and gave her some longer curly hair, and I put a rose on the hat. Be creative with stamps. They don't have to stay exactly like they are when you put them on the page. Then this says, nature is the darkest of dark and the lightest of light. And we have a little bird here sitting on a branch And I love inspiration. I will keep pictures. I've got a Band-Aid here. I have got a split in the end of one of my fingers. It hurts so bad. I've got one here too that's healing up a little bit, but this one is really deep. And this is the longest finger on my dominant hand, so it hits everything, and it is having a really hard time healing. Inspiration. I love to take pictures from wherever, greeting cards, calendars, magazines, and keep them around me and try to sort of practice sketch the things that I see. I love to be inspired. Even if it's something that seems hard, I will try to sketch it. That's the way that you grow, or try to paint it. What you need is right outside your sweet little door, and often that's true. Sometimes if I feel like I need to, I just think I just need to leave. I want to just move away. I want to move to the mountains. I want to move to the beach. Really, what is calling to me is making changes in my own little space. And that, or that something I need is right outside my door. Even in herbal medicine, we were taught that a lot of what you need medicinally will grow around you, or it will be in your area. So I just love that whole concept, and I've been really trying to focus on making my little surroundings exactly what I need them to be and what I want them to be. Being alone is sometimes necessary, and there's just one little mushroom here. I might come back and add some color to this page. And then we've got this beautiful little face here, just part of the face, like peeking over the page. Never let anyone discourage you from your dreaming. I love that. And then this page has a rose, abundant gratitude, lots of distressing. This journal has got, you know, just so many pages, and I put one large envelope, folded that in half because it's a good size for the pages, and I cut out both ends. I'm still in the middle of distressing this one. I just have some rings in here from a jar that I keep close by, and I just love that. You can use black paint or whatever color paint you like. I believe this is where I stopped, but this is definitely a journal that I'm spending some time in. Went ahead and distressed some pages, and I will come back and sketch and just add little drawings and more fabric. But I wanted to share that this morning. I do love the way this is turning out, and there's a lot of me on the pages here. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back really soon. Bye for now.